Hello everyone. Today we are going to see an interesting poem. The title of the poem is A Poison Tree. It was written by William Blake. First, we are going to see about the poet. William Blake was an English poet, painter and printmaker. Art is what always attracted this poet. He belonged to the era of the Romantic Age. He was born in London. He was a boldly imaginative rebel in both his thought and his art. Some of his famous poems are The Lamp and the Tiger. The poem Poison Tree is included in his famous work Songs of Experience, which was published in 1794. His other great work include Songs of Innocence, which was published in 1789. In the Songs of Innocence, he shows a kind of existence which is full of joy and harmony, whereas in Songs of Experience, there is a sense of gloom and mystery. Here, gloom means sadness or unhappiness. Mystery means unknown or anonymous. Let's recite the poem A Poison Tree. I was angry with my friend. I told my wrath. My wrath did end. I was angry with my foe. I told it not. My wrath did grow. And I watered it in fears, night and morning with my tears, and I sunned it with smiles, and with soft, deceitful wiles, and it grew both day and night, till it bore an apple bright, and my foe beheld it shine, and he knew that it was mine, and into my garden stole, when the night had veiled the pole. In the morning glad I see my foe outstretched beneath the tree. By William Blake. Next, we are going to see about the poem A Poison Tree. A Poison Tree is a poem first published in Songs of Experience in 1794. Blake originally gave the title of the poem was Christian Forbearance. In A Poison Tree, the speaker presents a powerful argument against the suppression of anger. A Poison Tree is written in quatrains or 4-line stanzas, rhymed AABB, that is, rhyming couplets. Now, let's recite the first stanza of the poem A Poison Tree. I was angry with my friend. I told my wrath. My wrath did end. I was angry with my foe. I told it not. My wrath did grow. Let's recite it again. I was angry with my friend. I told my wrath. My wrath did end. I was angry with my foe. I told it not. My wrath did grow. Here, wrath means strong feeling of anger. Foe means enemy. In this first stanza, the poet says that he was angry with his friend. When he told him about his anger, it ended. He was also angry with his enemy, but he did not tell it to him, so his anger grew more on him. So, the poet is not only expressing his anger towards his friend as well as his enemy in this stanza, but he has also depicted the difference between two types of anger. He states that when you are angry with a friend, you convince your heart to forgive him even though you are hurt and you know that he did injustice to you. You try your best to forget the past and end the feeling of vengeance in your heart, right? On the other hand, when you are angry with an enemy, it takes ages for you to calm your anger, yet the anger and the feeling of vengeance do not diminish even with time. In fact, the vengeance simply grows. So, in this first stanza, the poet says that he was angry with his friend, and when he tried to solve the problem or when he tried to talk it out, that anger ended. Then he says that he was angry with his foe and he could not share it out and he could not express it and talk it out. So, what happens? His anger grows. Let's move on to the second stanza of the poem. And I watered it in fears, night and morning with my tears, and I sunned it with smiles, and with soft, deceitful wiles. Let's recite it again. And I watered it in fears, night and morning with my tears, and I sunned it with smiles, and with soft, deceitful wiles. Here, sunned means warmed, deceitful wiles means cunning tricks. So, the poet gave more life to it with his fears, and he cries every morning and night. He brightened it with smiles and with some tricky thoughts. So, his anger, now like a seed planted in the soil, and he watering it with fears and tears. Day and night he is thinking about the thoughts that made him angry, and this as a result he is watering the seed of anger in him. The poet tries to showcase that he is very happy and he is not angry at all. He is trying to suppress to his anger, not to show it up. As a result of it, what is happening? The anger is growing. He is trying to cover it up with faking smiles and trying to be nice and sweet, but he is actually angry and he is not expressing it and he just keep it to himself. Let's move on to the third stanza of the poem. And it grew both day and night till it bore an apple bright, and my foe beheld it shine, and he knew that it was mine. Let's recite it again. And it grew both day and night till it bore an apple bright, and my foe beheld it shine, and he knew that it was mine. Here, beheld means saw or seen. So here, the anger grew both day and night. It grew like a tree that bore a bright apple. His enemy saw it shine brightly and knew that the apple belonged to the poet. Let's see the last stanza of the poem. and into my garden stole when the night had veiled the pole. In the morning, glad I see my foe outstretched beneath the tree. By William Blake. Let's recite it again. And into my garden stole when the night had veiled the pole. In the morning, glad I see my foe outstretched beneath the tree. By William Blake. Here, stole means come secretly, veiled means covered, outstretched means lying dead. So, at night, when darkness had covered the pool, his foe, which means his enemy, secretly entered his garden. In the morning, the poet was very happy to find his foe lying dead beneath the tree. So, in A Poison Tree, Blake shows that keeping silent of our true feelings of anger and hatred hinders personal growth, but in itself begins the life of a dangerous, even murderous force. So, anger is one of the most aggressive emotions. Now, let's see the summary of the poem A Poison Tree, which was written by William Blake. The poem is about the anger of the poet. When the poet was angry with his friend, he shared it. His friend consoled him, so his anger came to an end. At the same time, when he was angry with his enemy, he did not express, he allowed it to grow. There were many misunderstandings. Fear and tear are the bad emotions. They added anger again and again. He hid his enmity by his smiles. He became cunning. Day and night he grew the anger. One day a bright apple fruit was seen in that poisonous enmity tree. It attracted his enemy. One night he entered that garden and ate the fruit. In the morning, the enemy was found dead. Finally, the poet was happy. Now, let's see the short summary of a poem, A Poison Tree. In A Poison Tree, the speaker is angry with a friend. After telling the friend about this, the anger goes away. When the speaker gets angry with an enemy, he or she doesn't tell them, and the wrath begins to grow to its limit, that is the apple. Soon the enemy snuck into the speaker's garden and ends up died under the tree which held the apple. Appreciation. Students, when we learn poem, we should know the poetic devices or figures of speech employed in the poem. Authors often use figures of speech in both literature and poetry to enhance their writings. Here, authors refers to writers, poets, essayists, poetess, etc. Figures of speech present ordinary things in new or unusual ways. They communicate ideas that go beyond the words' usual literal meanings. Here, literal means accurate or correct meanings. First, let's see the definition of figures of speech. A figure of speech is a literary device in which language is used in an unusual or figured way in order to produce a stylistic effect. Now, let's see what is a figure of speech. A word or phrase used in a non-literal sense so that the speech or writing becomes more persuasive, vivid, and relatable. Here, persuasive means believable, vivid means bright, relatable means related or important. So, what is a figure of speech? A word or phrase used in a non-literal sense so that the speech or writing becomes more believable, bright, and relatable, which means related or important. Alliteration. First, we have to know what is meant by alliteration. Alliteration is the repetition of initial consonant sounds of neighboring words. In other words, alliteration is the repetition of beginning consonant sounds. For example, Sally sells seashells by the seashore. Here, the sound S is same in these four words like Sally sells, seashells, seashore. Another example for alliteration: Larry loves lemonade and lollipops. Let's identify the alliteration in the poem A Poison Tree. I was angry with my foe night and morning with my tears, and I sunned it with smiles till it bore an apple bright. So, the alliterated words are was with, morning my, sunned smiles, bore bright. Now, let's see the rhyming words. What is meant by rhyming words? Rhyming words are two or more words that have the same or similar ending sound. Some examples of rhyming words are goat, boat, coat. Let's read this stanza. I was angry with my friend. I told my wrath. My wrath did end. I was angry with my foe. I told it not. My wrath did grow. Question number 1. Pick out the rhyming words. So the rhyming words are friend, end, foe, grow. Question number 2. What is the rhyme scheme of the stanza? So the answer is AABB. Next, let's see personification. Personification is a figure of speech in which an idea or thing is given human attributes and or feelings are spoken of as if it were human. In simple words, personification gives human qualities to non-human things. Question number 3. Identify the figure of speech in the title of the poem. So the answer is personification. Students, shall we see some questions for your better understanding? Let's read these lines. I was angry with my foe. I told it not. My wrath did grow. Question A. Who is referred as foe? The friend of the poet is referred as foe. Question B. Whose wrath is growing? The poet's wrath is growing. So what is mean by wrath? Wrath means anger. Let's read this line. And I sunned it with smiles and with soft deceitful wiles. Question A. What is sunned with soft deceitful wiles? The anger of the poet is sunned with soft deceitful wiles. Question B. Who smiles at whom? The poet smiles at his friend. Who is the indirect enemy to the poet? Let's read this line. And he knew that it was mine. Question A. Whom does he refer to? He refers to the friend, that is enemy of the poet. Question B. What is it referred to? It is referred to the apple. Let's read these lines. And into my garden stole when the night had veiled the pole. Question A. Whose garden is that? That is poet's garden. Question B. What is referred to the pole? The pole is referred to the edge of the earth. Let's read this line. Till it bore an apple bright. Question A. Which is bright? The apple is bright. Question B. What is referred to an apple? An apple is referred to the fruit of ripen angry. I have enclosed the classwork instructions in the PDF. Kindly refer it. So now we have reached the end of this session. Thank you.